What's up? We got another story time today. Even though I'm pretty sure no one asked, but you know what? I don't really care. So, here's a pretty good one. I guess yeah, this one's pretty good. So, this is my first time taking a dab, and this took place about I'd say about a year ago. Pretty close to a year ago. Um so at the time my mom was dating this dude, and you know what? Fuck it. I hate him, so he was an asshole. So I'll just use his actual name. His name was Wayne. My mom was dating this dude named Wayne, and there would be like it was during the summer is when this happened. It was last summer, right about this time, and she was dating this guy named Wayne, and she was constantly over there. Like, I was basically home alone for like days on end because she would just spend the night there. She'd come home after work, say hi, eat food with me, and then just like dip. So it was kind of nice though because I just had the whole house to myself, and like, you know how that is. It's pretty nice. So there was one night when I knew she wasn't coming home, and my friend, he texted me. What are we calling him? Let's call him. We'll call him Nate. All right, my friend Nate. He texted me. Said that him and his uncle, they just picked up some new wax, like some fresh wax, and I was like, I've never done a dab before, and he said, pull up. I'll give you a dab for free. I was like, fucking bet. So it was probably midnight, 1 o'clock, and I hopped on my longboard and I skated to his house because this was before I had a car. And I get there. I knew my mom wasn't coming home that night, so it was all good. Honestly, if it was past midnight, though, she wasn't coming home. So that's kind of how I figured. And so Nate texts me, tells me they got the dabs and all that. So I skate over there. I get there, and I tell him that I'm there, and he's like, all right, one sec. And he opens, like, he has a detached garage, but this garage is massive. Like, it looks like a little warehouse, kind of. You could easily fit probably 6 cars in there, and then there's 2 rooms inside of the garage. There's a loft inside the garage. It's massive, and half of it is like a shop, and then the other half is where they park their cars. So he opens the little like actual side door, not the big garage door, but he opens the side door, and he's like, hey man, come on in. And I'm like, ah, shit, alright. So I come in to his garage, and he busts out this little, those little silicone containers. They're always like all different colors, like red and green and all that. He pulls out one of those and he opens it, and he goes, look at this shit. And it was like some crumble, and I forgot what he said it was, but he was like, it's good shit, like it's quality. So I was like, all right, where's the rig? And he goes, nah, no rig, dude. This is fancy dabs tonight. So he pulls out this little thing. It's called like a seahorse or something like that. It's basically a little it looks like a vape, but with 2 tips on it, like one on each end. One is for the wax and one is for like inhaling through. It's weird. Like, look one up if you haven't seen one. Or maybe I'll just put one in the video. Who knows? Maybe I'll put some extra work into this video and do some actual editing. But so he pulls out this little thing. It's called a seahorse. And he's like, check this thing out. And he tosses it to me. And I'm looking at it. And it looks like some space age shit. Like, I've never seen something like this before. I'm like, dude, you can take dabs with this? And he goes, yeah, bro. And it smacks. I didn't believe him. And he's like, all right, well, let's set up some chairs. Let's get a little roto going in here. Not really like a roto, but like we got some chairs, some little like camping chairs, like folding ones, the bag chairs, that's what they're called. So we set up some bag chairs, and he like takes a dab, and he was like showing me how this thing works, and you like push a button on the side, and you like touch it to the wax, and you inhale and then like you pull it away, and then it just fogs the fuck up inside of it, and you just inhale all of it. It's like, I don't know, it's like a vape, but for dabs. It's wild. So he shows me how it's done. I take this thing from him, and he's like, just hold the button, I'll move around the little wax container, make sure you're getting a fatty. I was like, alright. So I take a pretty decent dab. Like, I don't know how much they really had. I think they had like about a gram of this stuff, because they had started they started smoking it the other night, like the night before or two or whatever, but it was like still fairly new. So he gives me like a fat dab out of this thing, and I hit it, and I cough a little bit. Like, I didn't know what a dab was going to be like. I heard it makes you like cough your lungs up and all that, and it really didn't. It kind of just felt like if you hit a dab pen, but like not a pesticide dab pen. Don't buy carts, all right? That's my message of today. Don't buy carts, pesticides, man. But yeah, so I take this dab, and I'm sitting there, and I'm like, all right, this is, like my brain is buzzing a little bit. I'm starting to feel this dab set in, and he tells me this dude, we'll call him Connor, all right? He's telling me Connor's about to come over and take some dabs with us. I'm like, all right, bet. Like, let's get this shit going, So while we're waiting for Connor to get there, because he also like skated over or rode his bike or whatever the hell, his uncle comes into the garage, and he takes one look at us, and he goes, hey, let me see that shit. And he takes like he probably took like a .4 with this little seahorse. Like, he took a fat dab with this little thing, and he starts coughing up a lung. He is hacking up a lung. And we started laughing, and I didn't know what to do, because at first I started freaking out, because I was never really, like, used to smoking around adults or anything. And he walks in and just starts taking dabs with us. I was like, oh shit, like, this is pretty cool, right? So he takes his dab, and he's chatting with us a little bit, just like the usual, like, how's it going, all that jazz. And Connor gets there, and his, Nate's uncle, he goes back inside, and Connor gets there, he takes a dab, and we're sitting there kind of passing this little thing around, and I think I took like 2 or 3 dabs, nothing like crazy. It was like probably 0.1, 0.2, so nothing like massive, but I'd never taken a dab before, so it smacked me pretty hard around the second dab. The first dab hit me, and that's when I got real slow, I mean, it's hard to explain what a dab is like, because if you've smoked, you know what that's like, but a dab is nothing like smoking. It's like smoking, but intensified by like a bajillion. I don't know. I don't take dabs that often, so when I do, I get real fucked up, but it kind of made everything look like a cartoon. And I know that sounds whack as hell, but like, shit looked like a cartoon. So, yeah. I was just, like, looking around at shit, and he looks at me and he goes, dude, your eyes are like tomatoes right now, bro. And I started laughing because I thought it was the funniest shit. And Connor's, he's kind of we don't really like him anymore. He's not a good dude. So he was, I don't want to call him like quiet, but like, he's not like a stereotypical like school shooter quiet kid, right? But like, he's like an angry dude. And he just kind of wasn't saying anything. He was just like taking his dabs, wasn't like contributing to the conversation or anything, nothing like that. Takes his dabs, and then he just like dips. He had left. So I was like, oh, it's kind of fucked. And Nate's like, yeah, dude, he does this shit all the time, and I'm getting sick of it. He's like, I thought he was bringing like some bud around, I thought he was gonna match me tonight, and he fucking didn't. So yeah, so he left, and we're there chilling, and it's like probably 2:30 in the morning by this point. We were sitting in the garage for quite a while, and he gets a text from his uncle saying, hey, your mom's coming home she works at like UPS or something like that. So she was working like late shifts. She would work till like 3 in the morning sometimes. And he goes, "Hey, your mom's gonna be back soon. You should probably like clear out of the garage." So, I dap up Nate, and I thank him for the dab, all that, And he's like, "Hey, anytime." So I hop on my longboard, I skate my ass home somehow. I don't really remember how I got home. I remember one part of it, and that was like skating down the main street of my town, looking out for cops, because um, small town cops, curfew actually matters. It's ridiculous. But anyway, I got home. I think I made a pizza. Yeah, I made a pizza, and I ate an entire pizza. I think I watched a movie, and I passed the fuck out. And woke up the next morning, and I thought that was like the wildest shit ever. So that was my first time taking a dab. I know it's hard to explain what it's like, honestly. If you haven't ever taken a dab, it just smacks you so much harder than smoking. Like, I still prefer bud to wax and all that, but it smacks you so much harder. You get schlumped as fuck. And I don't know. I never really got into them that much. They kind of give me a headache a little bit. But yeah, that's first time taking a dab, at 1 or 2 in the morning in my friend's garage, while my mom was at her boyfriend's house doing whatever the hell they were doing. But yeah, I hope you enjoyed. Remember, pesticide carts are no bueno. Don't get carts unless you know where they're coming from. That's I'm just gonna say that all the time now, because that shit's fucked now. So yeah, don't buy carts. Don't I gotta make this educational, so don't sneak out. Don't go out past curfew. Don't smoke weed if you're underage. All the nonsense there, blah blah blah. But yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed, and I will see you guys in the next one. Peace. Alright, so before I go, I went through my Snapchat memories, and I actually found a video from that night, and it's got, like, it's me hitting the little pen thing. Obviously, I'm going to blur out faces, but yeah, so you guys are going to get to see what this thing looked like, and literally everything I was talking about, the garage, all that. But I'll blur out faces, obviously. So yeah, here you go. Damn it.